from Coach Redburn that have questions for Marissa. Coach, ready when you are.
Tough day, but and it's also, even tougher when it ends your season. But it just was one of those things where it didn't quite go our way. We had a lot of walks in this ball game. Thought we played really good defense. I think we out hit them. 6-5. We just weren't able to put a whole lot together there, but then we also hit some hard balls right at them. So just one of those days where it wasn't, all there and just didn't go our way.
All right, questions for Marissa. We'll go to Zoom. Justin?
Yep, we'll start with me. Marissa, it's probably hard to sum up right now, but for you, just as you think about the run your team made, especially through the back half of the season, when you think of that, what comes to mind as what you'll take with you from this team, from that run? Just your team did some special things. What will you remember most?
I just think to be able to trust one another and trust the process. Obviously, like you said, we really turned it around our second half of season. So I think our ultimate turn was when we put our trust in coach, and just trust his ability to put us in the right situations at the right time. And when we did that, I think we had some successful moments.
And then too, Marissa, for your team, yeah, this is a couple of honestly pretty hard fought games. But for people who maybe don't know SEMO softball, who maybe saw a couple of games, oh well, they lost a couple of games. You guys in your program are much more than that. What do you want people to know and to pay attention to about SEMO softball?
Guess I just don't want them to roll over us, to know our name. We go to a lot of places, and I just feel like people don't know who we are, and we know how to play softball. So I think just like respecting our name and like just knowing that we are here to compete as much as any other team here.
Marissa, congrats on a great year.
Thank you.
You can go back to the bus if you want to.
Sorry. Okay.
All right. All right, we'll stay with Zoom. Justin, questions for Coach Redburn.
Yeah, Coach, I'm going to start with something Marissa said there when I asked her about that back half of the season. She said when they started trusting you. I want your perspective on that run through the back half after that Missouri win. Give me your perspective on your team in the back half of the season.
Well, first of all, hello, Justin. I think part of it was, again, and I may have touched on this, over various times, but, I felt like we were going to come out of the gate with our older players a little bit better than what we did. And, there comes that point where it's a tough call, where, do these, older players have it? Are they still locked in on it? We had a freshman class of 9. Brittany Affolter, who contributed a lot for us as a sophomore. So there's that moment of where you're thinking, okay, do we have to now just go with our younger players and this becomes a development season? But yet, still trying to, mix and match, whether it's defensively, whether it's offensively, and so that's probably what a lot of it was. We had a lot of various offensive lineups, middle infielders, defense, and so I think that's, part of the issue. Players coming to the park, not necessarily knowing, are they hitting in the 2-hole or 3-hole or what it might be. But, because, you're always juggling to try to find the right mix. And that's hard for players. And I totally understand that. And I told him, I said, I get and understand where the best situation is, we've got our top 9, every day you come to the park where you're hitting, where you're playing. But we just weren't there. And so I was doing a lot of mixing and matching, and then it just goes back to that thing where finally just made the commitment, right before the Missouri game of, all right, we're just going to roll with our more older, experienced players. Time is, an ally. And so that's the decision that we made. And I think that's, what turned this thing around and maybe gave them the confidence of knowing, it's in their court. And so, that's what we're going to, go with.
What did you say to your players in that huddle after the game? It's a tough end to, I mean, honestly, what turned into a pretty solid season. What did you say to your players?
Just right here on this one, here at
Yeah,
the end right here. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just proud of them. I mean, again, we didn't get off to the start that we wanted, but I told them that it's a testament to their strength, their desire to still compete, to want to make it right, to get better. They didn't turn on each other. A lot of teams, would start turning on each other. Our players would start to just roll over, go through the motions, give up. And so again, it's just, a testament to them and how bad that they did want to get to a regional. And that was again one of those things that was talked about in one of our meetings early on, because at that point in time, even our first couple of weekends of conference, I think we were something like 2-4. Not that they gave up on that, but they came here to go to a regional. And so we were gonna still try to win the conference title, and we came close, but they were really focused on, getting to a regional. So I'm just really happy, for all of our players, but especially the 4 transfers, because that's something they hadn't been able to experience at their previous schools. And so I was just really happy for them, and again, just a testament to how close they are, I think, as a team.
And last one for me for you, Coach. Probably 5 years ago, you and I were sitting in a room similar to this in Oxford, Mississippi. And you had a pretty good team that year.
Yeah.
But I am curious. Good team that you had a pretty good team this year. But does this run this year feel different from that team? How does it feel different being back in the postseason now?
Well, 19 was our first, and that was a special group, and this is a special group. I guess it's kind of like your kids, right? They're just different. You love them the same, but it's just a little bit different. And that 19, we just almost just rolled the balls out there every day and said, all right, go at it. And they took care of business on their own. There wasn't a whole lot that was needed from me. And, this group here needed a little bit more, coaching and support and, direction, but they got the job done. And, again, it may not have been like I said this at the post game thing too. Maybe weren't one of those teams that, went 46-10 or whatever it was. But they still fought and battled to get the job done and get to the line or the finish line that they wanted to get to.
Coach, appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Great year.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you all.